Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel, Operation Zag. As you can see, we're filming this from a wonderful apartment. We're actually in Karratha at the moment. We're not camping, we're showered and washed. But there's a story behind that. We thought we'd just catch you up on what we've been doing over the last 42 days.
42 days we've been travelling.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't feel like it.
It's flown by, hasn't it? It's been amazing. We have been in Karratha now for a couple of weeks. I've managed to pick up a bit of work lecturing in conservation and land management at the North Regional TAFE here in Karratha. It's been fantastic. I worked here a couple of years ago and we got a phone call literally the day before or 2 days before we were planning to leave. We packed all the car up and ready to go, and they asked me if I could come up and do some work, and we were headed this way anyway, so it was just such a wonderful coincidence. And Mary's been enjoying the comforts of this apartment.
I have. It's been wonderful being sleeping in a bed,
Yes.
staying in a house, having a swimming pool close by, and it's just it highlights why we did Operation Zag. Was to, when we left Perth, we didn't have we had a very basic plan, but we just had a plan to say, let's just take it, to see where the road takes us and where the work takes us. And the exciting thing is, in no time, we had this fantastic opportunity to come up to Karratha, and it's been awesome. So we're here for another week.
Yeah, another week of lecturing, and it's Sunday today. We had yesterday off and we've been relaxing today. Went and had a swim in the pool here. We're at the Best Western, used to be called the Ranges here at Karratha. I can thoroughly recommend it. Very comfortable place to stay, wonderful swimming pool, and right close to Karratha town centre itself. So I highly recommend that. And later on today, we're actually going to get all posh and have a date night and head into one of the cafes and watch some live music with a bit of luck.
Yeah, that
So,
should be good.
Yeah, we're definitely not slumming it. We're really being looked after. It's been fantastic.
And it's been nice and hot up here, which is where it is a hot season, so it's been nice and warm and around 30, 38, 40 degrees each day. But you know, when you're in air conditioning, it doesn't matter.
That's right.
Yeah, so we're going to, after Karratha, we're going to head back down, head south again. So as we do, we're not going around Australia in the normal circular motion. We're going to head back down south, go to Perth, reconnect with our West Coast family, and then head over to the East Coast. But maybe that's good to lead us in to talk about Operation Zag, because I know in our first video we said why we called Operation Zag, and a few of you have asked a few times why they're waiting for the explanation, the reveal. But yeah, I suppose for me it started, well, when we first did our trip around Australia 5 years ago with two border collies, Darren and Dates, and
rest in peace.
Yes, and in a Ford Econovan, the four of us took off on a fantastic journey, and it seemed that when we left, we were always going in the opposite direction to where I suppose all the other travellers were going. We left in June.
That's right. We had to travel. We had to travel across to the East Coast. My wonderful daughter was having her 21st birthday, and so we headed over there in the middle of winter, followed by a huge, wet, cold front that absolutely smashed us every step of the way across the Nullarbor, which was fine. It was a baptism of, not fire, baptism of ice and water, but it was a great way to start the whole Operation Zag thing. We were going in the opposite direction to everybody else. Everyone was heading north for the sun. We were heading across into a cold Canberra winter of -4, -5 degrees, but it felt right. And from then on, that's pretty much what we did. We set that goal as to say, okay, well, it's starting to get humid up in the Northern Territory. Let's head up there while everyone's heading back, and we'll just catch the corner of the good weather before it started getting too muggy or too wet or too cold or too hot. And we've really been, I think, doing it well. We've managed to nail it most of the time. So that's, I guess that's where Zag comes from.
Yeah, it started off, we were zigzagging rather than going around, and then sort of going, instead of just doing the normal thing, like we said, we kind of always seem to be just doing the opposite, but it just felt right for us. And when we finished our trip and got back to Perth, we decided, even in our life and things that we do, let's just not, I suppose, just do things what suits us as a couple, not what is expected of us and that sort of thing. So even with our jobs and our work, we were happy to do, well, I had some awesome jobs in the WA public sector and not-for-profit sector in contract work, and just taking opportunities as they came. We always seemed to land on our feet, and same with your journey.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't want to stay in our comfort zone. I think that's the thing. And it doesn't really matter whether you're travelling around Australia. You don't have to do anything spectacular. I think my view, when we were living in the city and going to work, we still tried to stay outside of our comfort zone and do different things. And I think that was leading up to the point where we were going to pull the pin again and sell up and actually throw caution to the wind and just see what would happen. So ever since 2015, when we got back from our first trip, it was in the back of our minds. We always talked about it. The garden that we grew in our backyard was a reminder of the places that we'd been and the places that we want to go and the nature that we wanted to embrace going forward. So yeah, it all came to a crescendo midway through this year, didn't it? When
we smack bang in the middle of COVID.
Yep.
We decided to, there's no better time. When's a good time to do this sort of thing? And we thought, well, no time's a really good time, so let's just do it. I think before COVID, there was going to be a family reunion on the East Coast, which we really wanted to get to, so we thought that's a great opportunity. The date was going to be the 24th of October. My contract was due to finish. My current job I was working in was the 23rd of October, so we thought, hang on, what's going on here? This is good timing. So we thought, good time to go, and then obviously COVID hit and those plans changed. However, we stuck with our plan and did it. Yeah,
that's right. Just pushed through, and I guess the moral to that was, you can't let the perfect be the enemy of the good. It wasn't a perfect time to do this, and we got asked a lot around why we're doing it now in the middle of this global pandemic, and everything was turned upside down. But I think no matter what time, what year, what day, there's going to be something that tells you not to do it. There's going to be something that says, well, it's not perfect right now, you don't have enough money, or something can be holding you back, family, it could be work. At some point, you just got to pull the trigger. And another cliche of mine is ready, fire, aim, and I think that's what we did. We just shot the bullet, and we're going to follow the trajectory wherever it goes and wherever it takes us, and do it in a way that makes us happy and hopefully makes other people happy along the way. Which I guess leads us to the next step, which is heading back down south. We'll take our time to a degree, but we certainly want to get over to the east coast of Australia to see the East Coast family by Christmas time, so that 22nd or 23rd of December. So watch out, people, we're coming over that way. We're really excited about that. But along the way, we still want to stop and enjoy what we see. We're not going to race. We're going to get across there in good time, but we're not going to race.
We love driving across the Nullarbor. It's one of the favourite things to do, and this will be our sixth time across. And each time we experience new things and see different things and take our time. It's one of our. Lots of people say it's boring, but we absolutely love it.
Yeah, there's definitely no bore in Nullarbor. That's for sure. Yeah. And I think, apart from maybe once or twice in Central Australia, I've never seen the stars as bright and as wonderful as when we've camped on the Nullarbor from time to time. I don't know whether it's something to do with the ocean as well, but all I know is that horizon to horizon, stars, dark emu, the whole thing, it's really, really worth the trip. We've had the fortune to have done the trip together as a couple with our beautiful furry companions, but also with my daughter, and I'm really, really hoping that we can experience it with friends of ours on the way back when we come back across. What else have we got to cover, I guess?
yeah, I think we've shared our other journeys as we've gone along and the other experiences we've had, but just the whole change of life. As I said, we both love. We've done this because we both love it. Living out of the car, changing. I've worked in as I said, a public sector role and changing from full-time office work to living out of the car, and it's been great. One small bag.
Yeah.
I still haven't worn all the stuff I've brought, so I could probably cull some more.
Yeah.
Over time I'm happy to share tips of what I've learned, and because that was one of the things lots of my friends asked me, what do you pack, how do you know what clothes to take and stuff. So when you're camping it's easy, I think, because it's easy just to wear casual stuff, but I think the challenge for me is when I get into a town, it's like, what do I wear, what should I put on?
We don't have an iron.
But no, it's been great. I just as we've said in the other videos, just so much to see and so much to experience, and just in this short time we've met some really, really interesting people.
Absolutely.
Who everyone always has, people who all have their own stories to tell and share, and we really enjoy that, and just meeting really different people. And if any of you are watching that we've met so far, hope you're doing well.
Shout out to those people that we've camped, we've been neighbours with at the campsites, or we've had a swim with, or watched ospreys on the beach together. People have been so hospitable, especially in campsites. We met one couple who had called that particular campsite home for many, many years, and they were so forthcoming with tips and advice as to how to get the most out of that area of that was at Ningaloo Reef, and they were just so giving in the knowledge and you felt like you're actually in a neighbourhood, in a little village. It's actually really fantastic. It really makes it. The nature and the plants and all of that is wonderful, but when you connect with some people as well, and with like minds and shared passions, it really lifts your experience to another level, don't you reckon?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I don't know if we after this we've been enjoying Karratha and the surrounds, and Dampier and the Murray-Drugga National Park, and just absolutely amazing things to see here, and such a long history of Aboriginal people here.
That's right.
With the rock art, and just it is mind blowing. So I know a lot of people may give these places a miss when they're travelling around Australia, but highly recommend going up to the Burra Peninsula, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Well, it's the largest petroglyph art gallery in the world, with estimated over 1 million works of art etched into rocks, and it is something special. The right time of the day with the right light, the petroglyphs or the artwork on the rocks just tend to jump out at you, and you just get transported back. Whether it's 150 years or 40,000 years, you get transported back, and you just get this feeling of, wow, who was here before? People were actually here living a totally different lifestyle, one that I have really little knowledge of, and it's kind of wonder. It's kind of like looking out into space and wondering what's out there. Well, I think it's very similar here with the deep culture that we have here in Australia that we haven't even tapped into yet as a nation. And as we travel around, we're seeing more and more people get engaged with that. I know here in Karratha that is a really high priority, and that's why I love it around the Pilbara and this area. There is a lot of truth telling around history, and a lot of connection, or people trying to connect and making a big difference, both the Aboriginal people and also the white fellas around here. There is that connection. That's what draws me back here, and that's why we'll be back here again probably the middle of next year to do some more work and to explore the Pilbara more. We haven't got a lot of photos or video of Karratha at the moment because I've been working and it's been very difficult to do filming, but we'll definitely make sure we do it justice when we get the chance. That's about it for now.
I think so.
Well, thanks for watching. Just thought we'd catch up. This is for anyone that's interested in doing a trip like this, family and friends. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you watch the rest of our videos if you haven't seen them on Operation Zag, and do the old subscribe a bit. We like seeing the numbers going up. albeit slowly. We're not going to go viral, but you know, we
right.
love the fact that our family and friends are watching because we miss you all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and we love you all. So we'll talk soon.
Okay.
Take care. Bye. Nice.